The energy in San Antonio is absolutely electric as the city prepares for its first playoff game since 2019. Larry Ramirez and Ashley Gonzalez are breaking down everything you need to know as the Spurs gear up to battle the Trail Blazers in the 2026 NBA playoffs. It is a massive stage for this squad, and we are tracking every single movement as they look to make a deep run.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
You cannot talk about the Spurs without highlighting the relentless Keldon Johnson. He has been lights out from behind the arc and is proving to be a nightmare for opposing defenses every time he steps onto the floor. Watching him command the perimeter with such confidence is a clear sign that San Antonio has the firepower to compete with anyone in the league. Beyond his shooting, Keldon Johnson is currently at the center of a major debate for the Sixth Man of the Year award. With NBA voter Bill Simmons publicly switching his support to Johnson, the buzz is reaching a fever pitch ahead of the official announcement on April 22. It is a testament to the grit and consistent production he brought to the court throughout the entire season. Finally, we have to celebrate the historic milestone achieved by Victor Wembanyama, who just became the first unanimous Defensive Player of the Year in NBA history. He is dominating the paint and setting a new standard for excellence at just 20 years old, while also leading the charge in the current playoff series against the Trail Blazers. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a second of our coverage. Tap the bell icon to stay updated on everything happening in the world of sports. Can you feel that? That is the sound of a city waking up after a long, restless hibernation. For the first time since 2019, the San Antonio Spurs are back in the NBA playoffs, and the energy in the air is absolutely electric. Welcome to the main stage, everyone, as we get ready for a showdown against the Portland Trail Blazers that promises to be nothing short of a classic. I'm joined by the dynamic duo, Larry Ramirez and Ashley Gonzalez from channel YouTube Sports, to break down everything you need to know ahead of this monumental Game 1. Think about the journey. 5 years of waiting, rebuilding, and trusting the process, all leading to this single tip-off. The fans are hyped, the players are dialed in, and the atmosphere in San Antonio is reaching a fever pitch. We are looking at a clash of styles, tactical chess matches, and the sheer grit that define playoff basketball. But the big question remains, has the youth movement finally matured enough to handle the bright lights of the postseason? Make sure you check out the full breakdown from Larry and Ashley to get the inside track on the rotations and key matchups. Now, I want to hear from you. What is your bold prediction for this series? Drop a comment down below and let's start the debate. After all, the playoffs are where legends are minted, and tonight, we find out who's ready to claim their crown. Ever wonder what it looks like when a player just finds that perfect rhythm on the court? That is exactly what we saw from Keldon Johnson when he stepped up and absolutely buried that shot from behind the arc. It wasn't just a basket, it was a statement. You could see the confidence oozing out of him the moment the ball left his fingertips. That textbook arc, the perfect backspin, and then that sweet, sweet sound of nothing but net. It's moments like these that remind us why we love the NBA. When a guy like Johnson catches fire, the entire energy of the game shifts in a heartbeat. It's about more than just the mechanics of the shot. It's about the mental edge and that split-second decision to pull the trigger when the defense is sagging off. That kind of shot isn't luck. It's pure, polished talent meeting the heat of the moment. Did you catch that display of pure shooting form? Let me know in the comments if you think Johnson is heating up for a big run. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more high-flying highlights. Sometimes, all it takes is one deep bucket to change the entire complexion of a season. Ever wonder how a single play-in game can decide a major NBA award? It sounds crazy, but that is exactly the position Keldon Johnson finds himself in right now as we count down the final hours to the Sixth Man of the Year announcement. The Spurs faithful are riding high, but the road to this nomination took a turn so wild that even Bill Simmons had to admit his vote shifted based on a Miami Heat loss. That is right. Simmons openly switched his pick from James Jack's Jr. to Johnson simply because the Heat fell in the play-in tournament. Now, let's be clear. This isn't to take away from the absolute grit Keldon displayed all season long. He put in the work, but it is hilarious to think he secured this boost because his competitor was busy losing games. Normally, award ballots are locked in earlier, but thanks to the chaos surrounding the 65-game rule appeal, the window stayed open just long enough for the momentum to swing in favor of San Antonio. When you peel back the layers, the stats reveal an interesting contrast. Sure, Jack has averaged slightly more points and assists, but he did it with more minutes and less efficiency. Keldon, meanwhile, was the heartbeat of this Spurs squad. He brought infectious energy, hit the court for all 82 games, and maintained a consistency that is rare in modern basketball. He is the ultimate locker room glue guy, and the advanced metrics, like his massive plus-minus, prove he impacts winning in ways that don't always show up on the highlight reel. San Antonio is buzzing, especially with Victor Wembanyama rightfully poised to sweep the Defensive Player of the Year honors. If Keldon secures this trophy, it would be the perfect exclamation point on a season that proved the Spurs are ahead of schedule. Do you think the play-in performance should ever dictate end-of-season awards, or was this just a lucky break for the Spurs? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our breakdown of the trophy ceremony. Sometimes, the most important wins happen off the stat sheet. History has just been written, and frankly, it feels like we are witnessing the start of an era that could change the NBA forever. Victor Wembanyama just became the first player in league history to be named a unanimous Defensive Player of the Year. Let that sink in for a second. Out of 100 media members tasked with voting, not a single one looked in another direction. He didn't just win, he swept the board, leaving rising stars like Chet Holmgren and Oscar Thompson in his rearview mirror. At his age, he is now the youngest recipient of this prestigious honor since its inception back in the early 80s. But is this actually a surprise? If you watched even 5 minutes of a Spurs game this year, you already knew the answer. We are talking about a guy who led the league with 3.1 blocks per game, turned the paint into a literal no-fly zone, and held opponents to a measly 47% shooting from the field. Those numbers aren't just good, they are suffocating. His teammate Keldon Johnson put it best when he mentioned that Wembanyama's success isn't just raw talent, it is pure, relentless work ethic. Being the first Spur to claim this hardware since the Kawhi Leonard glory days is one thing, but being in the MVP conversation simultaneously, that is legendary territory. Whether you are a Spurs fan or just a student of the game, it is time to admit that we are watching a generational talent unfold in real time. Do you think he has enough left in the tank to carry San Antonio deep into these playoffs, or is the best yet to come for this young phenom? Smash that like button, subscribe for more daily hoops updates, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, dominance isn't just about the stats, it's about how you change the way the game is played.